Hi guys, it's Charlie. Today I haven't really got a lot of time to make a video, but it's more time than I've had recently. For those of you who don't know, I have gone back to college in full-time education, which I've had to pay for, but that's okay because I've finally decided what I want to do in my life. What I want to do in my life now is to get a degree in history, preferably ancient history, but I want to basically become a historian, but I want my center of study to be in the Japanese Edo period. That's the plan, but doing it means that I don't get a lot of time to do my YouTube, which is something that I am still passionate about, and I don't want you guys to worry. But today I need to do some homework, so I thought before that, do a very quick video. And the best type of a quick video that I have seen on the internet is definitely a 50 facts about me. Here's the problem, I haven't had the time to properly write out my own version of this tag or this meme or whichever you want to call it, so therefore I've had to find one on the internet. Not something I've necessarily wanted to do, but here we go. It's the best I can do in the time frame that I have, unfortunately. All those essays are finally starting to kick me in the ass. So let's get started at number 1, my full name. As you might be aware, Charlie is usually used as an abbreviation of the name Charlotte. My real name is Charlotte Louise Pratt. My dad has always called me Charlie, however, so I thought that's why when I changed my YouTube name from Beta Doodles to this, why not use it still as a nickname, which is Charlie. And so I just used my middle name instead of Pratt, which is not a very nice last name. So I just did Charlie Louise instead, but my real name is Charlotte Louise Pratt. My zodiac is a really interesting one because I was premature. So I was born as an Aries, but I should have been a Taurus. And it's funny how that plays out because I really do have aspects of Aries, and I really also have a lot of aspects of Taurus. So the two together, yeah, I'm an Aries technically, but I feel personally I'm a Taurus. My 3 fears. I know this sounds very John Green, but one of my fears is definitely the idea of oblivion, and definitely the idea that nothing is ever ending in space. It scares me how big the universe is. It scares me because there's so many possibilities of what's out there, and we don't know anything about it, which we'll probably never know enough about it, and that scares me like so much. I also have a small fear of spiders, not massively. I can get rid of a spider, I won't squash a spider, but if they're in my way, I will probably freak out a little bit. Whether or not that's classed as a fear, I don't know, but that is one of them. And my 3rd fear, I think my 3rd fear will definitely have to be something like falling. I'm really scared to always fall. You know that feeling of when you're like falling over, or when just in general, just that idea of falling over really scares me. So whenever I walk anywhere, you'll see that I'm really careful in how I step, because I don't want to fall down. So those are my 3 fears. 3 things I love. The one thing I love is my parents. My parents are my saviors. When I was younger, and even now, suffering with depression, anxiety, paranoia, my parents, especially my mum, was actually my savior. Without my mum, I think I would have gone through with a suicide attempt. Without her, I would be dead, probably. So the first thing I love most and foremost, and that is my parents, without question. The second thing I love is my dog. He's an asshole, but he's a beautiful ass. He is my rock. He comes to me when I'm crying, stressed. You'll see him in a few of my YouTube videos in the past. He's a fluff ball. I love dogs in general, so if I can meld those two together, dogs and my dog, I love dogs. Like, anyone who knows me will know that I fucking love dogs. And third thing, I suppose, it's drawing. I love drawing. Drawing is very therapeutic. I think that's because I've always been quite an artistic person, and actually a lot of people in my family in the past were artists. My mum's mum, my nana, was an artist. She was a wonderful artist, but she got MS and she started not being able to hold things properly. And on my dad's side, there was an artist too. We've actually got some of his paintings in our house, which are beautiful landscapes. So yeah, art. Definitely the third thing that I love the most. My best friend in the whole entire world is my oldest friend, and believe it or not, she is my friend of 22 years. I'm 22. We've known each other since the day we were both born. I'm 3 days older than her, but because I was premature, my mum stayed in the hospital for a little bit, and she met my friend, Harriet. Harriet was born 3 days after me. Her mum was in the same hospital, and they met basically, just like, you know, when they're breastfeeding and whatever, they were like, oh hi, and they were like, that's my daughter, this is my daughter. And then we were like friends all the way through school, even when she briefly moved to Australia with her mum. So that was really cool. But yeah, so she's been my friend for like the longest time, and even though we don't see each other at all often because she lives quite far away from me now, I still consider her my best friend, because when we're together, it's as if we've never not seen each other. It's as if like there hasn't been a fleeting moment of us being absent from one another, and I think that is the pinnacle of being a friend and bestie. The last song I listened to was Human by Dodie. By the way, that song is my new thing. I love listening to it today, probably 10 times. It's beautiful, it's poetic, and Dodie's voice, I didn't used to like Dodie's voice, but now Dodie's voice is heaven. I have to listen to her probably a couple times a day just not to be stressed. But yeah, so definitely that song at the moment is the last song I listen to, and also probably one of my new favourite songs too. For turn-ons, you've got to be hygienic. I'm sorry, but if you don't have a bath, even a quick bath or a shower every day, then to me, you're disgusting. Even if it was a strip wash, like, even if you were like in front of your sink, you got a flannel, washed under there, washed your bits, washed your face and hands, not necessarily on that order. If you don't do that every day, then honestly, I find you quite vile. I have to have people around me who wash very regularly. It's just a thing that I've always had. And with that, I can't stand people with really disgusting teeth. And I don't mean wonky teeth, I mean not brushed teeth. So hygiene, definitely. You have to be taller than me. I'm sorry, I can't date people smaller than me. I'm 5'7". I'm relatively quite a tall girl. So I like a guy who is taller than me. You definitely have to have a different eye color to me. I know that's weird, but I have blue eyes, and they're the most common fucking eye color in existence. So if you are like trying to turn me on and you have the same eye color than me, personally I don't find you attractive, and therefore I'm not going to be turned on by you. So you definitely have a different eye color to me, and that'll turn me on probably. I'll be like, oh my god, your eyes are gorgeous. And not blue, the most common fucking color in the world. Yeah. And probably the fourth one, you've got to like at least one thing that I like, because at least then we have a common ground to talk about. That's definitely a turn on for me. When people are passionate about the things I'm passionate about, it is like a turn on. For turn-offs, oof, again, the hygiene thing. If you're not hygienic, then no. If you're not funny, if you don't have a fucking joke in a once in a while, then I just find that such a turn off. Like if you just, I don't mean like offensive jokes, but if you can't take a joke, like a non-offensive joke, then really what are you doing with your life? What are you doing? I think if you have different political beliefs than me as well, it's really hard to explain. Basically, if someone thinks the Tories are the way of life, then I just instantly just don't listen to you, and therefore I probably won't fuck you, to be fair. And then probably the fourth thing, if you listen to Drake, I mean, I'm not a massive fan of abusers. Or Johnny Depp. If you like Johnny Depp and Drake, No, but in all seriousness, the fourth thing is that you have to treat me with respect, and if you don't treat me with respect, then I won't treat you with respect, and let's be honest, that's a turn off for the both of us. What colour underwear am I wearing right now? I'm wearing very plain black, high thighs, and my bra, if you really want to know, is black and lace. I have a lot of black underwear. I very rarely wear coloured underwear. How many tattoos and piercings do I have? I have no tattoos, but mentally I have 1,000 tattoos. I only have these and my ears. I want to be pierced a little bit more, but however, money and time. The reason why I joined Tumblr, I wanted to look at those dank memes. No, I was like 14 and I just wanted to be a bit cooler than other people saw me at school. I made out that I was way cooler than I was. I pretended I had a way better life than I had. How I feel right now? I feel good. I feel confident. I feel way more confident than I ever have had in the past. I feel as though things are going the way that I particularly want them to go now. I have a few things that I have to fix. But perfectly honest with you, like, they're not things that are dragging me down. So overall, my mentality and my overall health is really good at the moment, and I feel the best I've felt in fucking ever. Something I really, really want. I want another dog. I want either a miniature schnauzer or a Scotty Terrier, which is like a black Westie. They're fucking adorable, and I think they are the cutest fucking dogs in existence because they're so fucking cute. So I'd probably either get one of them. I am planning to, once I finish university, I start next year at university, but after uni, I'm gonna treat myself. My current relationship status, it's single. The meaning behind my URL, I've just realised that this is a really Tumblr-based 50 facts about me. The reason behind my current URL is Bottle Green Galaxy. Because first of all, I love the galaxy, even though I'm fucking terrified of it. And my favourite colour is bottle green, as you can tell. My favourite movie or movies, my favourite all-time movie is Silence of the Lambs, and that will never change. My other favourite films is Shawshank Redemption, The Help, The First Wives Club, Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and the first Halloween movie. My favourite songs, to be honest, like, if you asked me this question like 5 years ago, I would have just given you loads of rock bands. But recently I've been really, really into pop and like just a bit more chilled songs. So at the moment, my favourite song is Dodie's Human, which I mentioned earlier. Third Eye by Emma Blackery. George Ezra's Paradise. Body Talks by The Struts, I think, and that's feat Kesha. Kesha in general at the moment, all of her songs, especially Woman and Learn to Let It Go, those songs are pretty good, those kind of uplifting songs. My favourite bands, all time my favourite band is Avenged Sevenfold. I like Fall Out Boy. Alter Bridge is a good one. They'll always be probably my all-time. Actually, they've replaced Avenged Sevenfold lately. From Avenged Sevenfold used to be my favourite band, but now I think Alter Bridge is my favourite band. They're like second place now. I also really, really like. I also like One Republic, and yeah, probably like randomly. Diana Ross and the Supreme. I'm digging them, Lolo. 3 things that upset me. Truthfully, poverty. I've always been really, really lucky with my family. They never earned loads, but they've always earned enough to support me and always had food on the table. Just in general, like that sort of thing where the government aren't doing their job 100% to the fact that people are going without. I'm upset by the government as well. I want to add on to that as another one. I just feel like my generation aren't being heard the way that we should be. Because I thoroughly believe that if they want to make the government stronger and more reliable, then they need to listen to the people who are going to be here for way longer than a bunch of 65-year-olds. Not to say that 65-year-olds don't have a voice either, but I feel like if you want to have more outlook onto the world how it is now, you need to ask the younger generation. I'm upset that they're not asking the younger generation either. That really upsets me. Also, what upsets me is the idea that one day I'm not going to have my mum around. Both physically and also when she passes away, and whenever that is, it scares me, upsets me. I can't imagine a life without my mum, and that honestly upsets me when I think about it. And I don't know why it upsets me so much, but she's my mum and I love her, so it upsets me to think that one day I'm not gonna have her in my life. 3 things that make me happy: dogs. Dogs make me very happy. My friends and also my family. Easy. Those make me the happiest. What I find attractive in other people, I'm just gonna say, go back to the question about the 3 turn-ons. I think that basically sums up what I find attractive anyway. Someone I miss is my grandfather, my popsy. He died when I was 10. He was like another father figure for me, and I just miss him every single day. Someone I love, my mommy. I love my mama. Relationship with my parents. I think I've already answered that one. My favourite holiday, well, it was the last family holiday that we had, which was about 2 years ago, nearly 3 years ago. And we went to, all of us went to Italy, and we went from Venice to Napoli. So we did Venice, Pisa, Rome, Sorrento, Napoli. I think we went somewhere else as well, but I can't remember the name of the place. Oh, we went to we didn't go to Ischia, we went to Anna Capri and Positano. We went to Positano. Yeah. My closest friend on Tumblr is definitely Tracy. In the previous video you would have seen her because I explained that I went to see my internet friend of like 8 years. She's definitely my closest internet friend. Someone from Tumblr that I would date. No one. I don't know anyone on Tumblr. I'm sorry. My confession is, I think in the past I was a lying bitch. Yeah, I genuinely think I wasn't a nice person when I was younger, but I think I'm definitely a nice person now. 3 things that annoy me easily is definitely when people chew with their mouth open, like if I can hear you chew, if it's not a crisp, if it's not a Dorito, if it is not something stupidly crunchy and I hear you chew, then you're chewing too loudly. Another thing that annoys me is definitely people going around college smelling. That you can get deodorants for 25p. Get some deodorant. Like, fuck my life. Jesus. And then the final thing that annoys me is when people on Facebook or Tumblr or anywhere post a selfie and go, I'm ugly, and they've obviously really done their makeup really nice and done like the best contouring in the world. You're seeking attention. Just simply state that you want attention. Just go, don't I look fucking hot today? I'd prefer you to do that. I'd prefer you to go straight for it and just go, don't I look fucking beautiful? And I'd be like, girl, yes. My favourite animals, dogs, pandas, red pandas, sea lions, and tigers. My pets, I just have one sweet doggo. One thing I lied about, one thing that I've currently lied about is the fact that I lied saying to my work that I couldn't work the amount of times that I can with college, so I've kind of got out of doing that. It's not that I don't want to work, it's just that I need more time to do assignments. Something that is currently worrying me is the fact that I've had to reduce my hours at work anyway, so money. So it's kind of like a counterintuitive thing that I want to cut them again, but money, I'm always really worried that I can't afford to do something. Yeah, an embarrassing moment, I queefed once. Where I work in a care home for the elderly. I also work with a lot of palliative care patients who are about to die. Something that's constantly on my mind is to always progress myself further in a positive way. Everything I do, I'm basically like, oh, how's that going to affect me in the future? How's that going to affect the way I work, the way I do everything? I think that's quite unhealthy sometimes, but also quite healthy because I want to be the best version of me. So yeah, that's constantly on my mind. 3 habits I have is definitely to bite my nails. I'm really trying to get out of that habit. I also say, for instance, I say, oh, I love a good movie. Like I say, I love a good, like a lot. That's a habit. And I always sleep on the left-hand side of my bed. My future goals are to become a historian, a actress maybe, who knows. I would like to dabble in to make a comic book. Want to do everything that I want to do. Like, even if it's a new thing or an old thing that I want to do, I want to do it. Something I fantasize about probably goes with also with the future question is that I fantasize always being able to afford the thing that I want. And also to have a decent home, a decent family life, whether now or in the future with maybe kids. Yeah, that's something. Definitely something that I fantasize about is just being successful. My favorite stores, wow, that sounds very American. My favorite store is probably Primark. My favorite foods, generally anything Asian or Italian. Anything along those lines and I'll be a happy person. What I did yesterday, I worked for 12 hours. Something I'm talented at, I think, is to soothe people and to make them feel comfortable. For instance, we had a new person come into the home the other day, the care home that I work at, and they were really nervous and I just sat with them for a while and they looked really comfortable when I had to leave the room. Yeah, so I think my talent is to make people feel good and generally comfortable in their surroundings. My idea of a perfect date is, well, it depends on the type of day. If it's a rainy day, I'd like an indoor date, you know, pizza or a Chinese takeaway, probably more of a Chinese takeaway, a movie, horror movie, not a romance, and a few bottles of wine and just talk. I love talking. It's probably one of the things that I just like to do when I'm meeting a person for the first time is to talk. Talking is good. If it's a nice night out, then definitely go somewhere nice. Not necessarily expensive, but nice. Wine and talking. Basically, talking and wine is always involved, no matter the date. My celebrity crush is, at the moment, Tom Holland is a good one. Idris Elba and the guy that plays Connor from How to Get Away with Murder before they shaved his hair. I've forgotten the actor's name, but him. A photo of myself. My favourite blog, maybe anything with travelling in it. I don't really have a specific blog that I like the most. But if I want to go on to like YouTube as well, my favourite bloggers are definitely Kerry Hope Fletcher, Emma Blackery, Jacksepticeye, Cryotic, when she was making videos, Press Hawk to Continue, Dodger, and Anna Arcana. Number of kids I want, 1, 2 if I really fancy it. Do I smoke and drink? I used to smoke, I quit about 8 months ago. I drink probably too much. But I enjoy wine. And any question that I like. My question is, if there was anywhere in the world that you want to live, where would it be and why? And I have 2 answers for this. If it was in England that I only had the choice out of, it'd be in the countryside. Morton Hampstead is quite nice. It's where my uncle lives. And I love it because it's not too far from the city and it's in the countryside. It's peaceful, it's quiet, and I love peace and quiet. But I'd also like to live somewhere in Japan. Again, I would like it in the middle. I like it somewhere where there's nature and also the city, if I need to go there, so I won't have to travel too far. Thank you for watching today's video. I'm sorry it's nothing more imaginative, but in the meantime, please leave a like, comment, and please subscribe to the channel. I've been Charlie, and I'll see you next time. Bye.